Hey guys, today I want to talk about delegating ownership to leaders. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm in the leadership space. My passion is building leaders, building teams, delegating to building outlets so that you could duplicate, so that you could get free. You know, post-COVID, I've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of speaking, and I get around a lot of leaders, whether it's in the real estate business, whether it's in the mortgage business, whether it's the insurance business, the sales business. I have a heavy presence on social media. I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people through that, which has been a blessing. But here's a number one thing that I see up-and-coming leaders fail at: their ability to delegate leadership. Hey, just before I get into my talk, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. If you enjoy this, give it some love, share it with your team. I put out videos every single week and I bring value. I take pride in the fact that I bring value on every single video. All right, let's talk about delegating ownership. You ever notice that a lot of people, they grow a team and then that team shrinks and they grow it again and it shrinks, and 5, 10, even 15 years later, they have the same size of team, it's just new faces. Why is that? How come one person at the top can't seem to duplicate? They can't seem to grow their team. They cycle in the bottom 80%ers and then they cycle in a new 80%ers. And they're always frustrated. They always feel stuck. They always feel self-employed. They're the first ones to tell you that, man, I'm burning out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if this industry is for me. And how long can those people keep going? And I'll tell you, the number one reason this is happening is because their lack of ability to delegate ownership to their up-and-coming leaders. So why does this happen? Well, it happens for a lot of reasons. And I don't think it happens intentionally. But one of the reasons that people struggle to delegate ownership to their team, firstly, is lack of vision. If you're not thinking long-term, you're not thinking big, you're not thinking what this thing's going to look like, what it needs to look like, you're probably thinking month to month. And people that think month to month, even week to week, they don't see value in having assistants. They don't see value in delegating to future leaders, because that's the real work. Let's be honest. Learning to delegate is the real work. You know, we talk a lot about, well, delegation takes work off of your plate. Yeah, eventually. But you need to train people that you can delegate things to. And that is the real work. You know, there's a lot of scarcity mindset too. People are afraid to invest their money. They're afraid to invest their time on people that they could potentially delegate to. And the scarcity mindset and lack of vision is really holding them back. There's also the control. Hey, we live in a controlled society where everybody wants to be heard. Everybody is now woke. Everybody wants to take control of their life, right? Their feelings, their thoughts. Their social media is a soapbox, yet they're broke and they're stressed and they're struggling. They're trying to be somebody on the outside that doesn't reflect who they are on the inside. This is all from lack of delegation. This is all from the lack of ability and willingness to invest and build people outside of yourself. Let's call it what it is. It's the real work. If you want to build an organization and you want to build a team and you want to grow and you want that vision, whether it's $1 million a year or $1 million a month, or you want this huge life, right? We're always on social media. We're scrolling. We're watching magazines, right? We're forwarding each other YouTube videos of, oh, look at this crazy house. Look at this cool trip. Man, look at that 747 where you have your own cabin at the front of the plane, right? We have yachts on our desktop, right? We have this family trip plan. We're going to go to Africa, or we're going to go to Australia in a few years. We're going to live the dream. Everybody has these thoughts. And for you, it looks different than it does for me. You know what holds us back? The real work. The real work is delegating. It's putting time and effort into somebody else so that you can hand a piece of the pie, the project, the vision off to that person. And leaders that aren't willing to do the real work always struggle. Hey, anybody can make $150,000 a year in 2023. Anybody. I could quit what I'm doing today, and so could you. If you're following what I'm saying, you could start, I give you 20 industries that you should be able to start today, even mid-year, make 150 grand doing it. The sky's the limit. But if you want to build a dream and you want to build a big life and you want to capture that huge vision, you really got to figure this out. So let me tell you what it looks like to not delegate into other people. It's a very lonely road. It's just you. It's you and your thoughts. You cycle through the bottom 80%. It's you and 4 people. Then it's you and 5 people. Then it's you and 4 new people. And you have all the stress of the dark side of your business. You're doing the paperwork, right? You're doing all the sales. You're just grinding all the time. You're always in charge of marketing. You're always in charge of accounting, right? You always have your hand in all these piles. You always get the bad news. Everything's rolling up to you. right? There's no delegation of energy. You're the Energizer Bunny. You got to be present in your family home, and then you're everything to your business. There's nobody else really contributing at the level that you are in your business. Doesn't that sound exhausting? That's why most business owners are exhausted, because it's just them, because they are not willing to give up control nor invest the time they need to delegate to other people. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is killing you slowly. This is a slow death. You might be on a path, a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year path to death in business. Just because you have the picture of the dream house or the dream property on your fridge does not mean you're gonna get it. In fact, most people that have that vision or a vision never accomplish it. That's the reality. Most people never hit their goals because they're not willing to do the stuff that I'm talking to you about right now. So how do we change our mindset? How do we work through this? How do we take it to the next level? Let me tell you how we do that. First, we got to change our mindset. We need to develop an abundance mindset. We can't be so tight. We can't be so fearful. We can't have such a scarcity mindset. We got to start thinking long term. Like, what do you really want? What do you really want this thing to look like? Now, I get it. If you're in your 20s right now, hey, great. And you think you have all the time in the world. You don't, because you're going to wake up one day, you're going to be 30 years old. I got people on my team that I recruited at 19. And guess what? They're looking at 30 years old. They thought they'd be way further ahead at 30 years old. But guess what? It's not about the fact that you're young. It's about what are you going to do in the next 12, 24, 36, and 60 months. And if you don't know what that's going to look like, if you don't have a clearly defined vision on what you want your life to look like, and that if you don't make a decision that you're going to go all in on that, it's never going to happen. You'll never have a reason to delegate and to build people around you. I want you to get clear. I want you to develop an abundant mindset, and then I want you to go after it with everything that you got. And when you develop that, you're going to need to delegate to other leaders. You're going to need to hand some of this stuff off so that you, with them, can go and build that dream and build that vision and accomplish all the things that you set out to do when you started in business. All right, you guys, I hope you guys got some value out of that. Make sure you share this with your team, right? Tag a few people that need to hear this, and feel free to check me out on all my social media platforms. There'll be more information in my description. We'll see you guys later.